Pennsylvania Republican State Senator Gene Yaw, I think is the right pronunciation, hit the news recently, and he stated that states like New York, New Jersey, and Maryland, which have blocked and delayed crucial pipeline infrastructure for Pennsylvania, uh, should not be able to buy Pennsylvania natural gas. So the background is, of course, that states like New York have banned fracking, but they are also blocking pipelines and other infrastructure for other states, so that they cannot reach markets. And in Pennsylvania, the natural gas produced there is heavily discounted because of this. So there's a bunch of obstructionism there, and so, to give one example, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has repeatedly denied pipeline companies applications for water quality certificates, which they need to build their pipelines. And this then at least delays, but maybe even blocks the pipelines that Pennsylvania needs to take advantage of their natural gas resources. And so I'm personally not a huge fan of this sort of scorched earth rhetoric or tactics that essentially punish everyone in New York State and other states for the bad policies of their current governments, even those who oppose these governments. But I think it's valuable to bring this discussion to light, where bad anti-energy policies in one state can impact the viability of an industry in a different state. And I think this clearly violates the Commerce Clause in the U.S. Constitution, which was implemented to promote trade between states and with foreigners. Because even back then, when the Constitution was drafted, it was recognized that trade is a beneficial thing and would increase the unity among states or then colonies. And I think one of the worst parts is that the governments like Andrew Cuomo of New York State, they actually seem to want to obstruct uh, natural gas production in states like Pennsylvania. So their ideal is to actually keep it in the ground, and they are trying to impose their local or domestic power on other states to sort of reach their political and philosophical ideals. And that's very bad, and that's an anti-energy and anti-freedom ideal.
Stefan, you mentioned that you don't generally approve of these scorched earth tactics, which I definitely get, but I am quite sympathetic toward them, and I am very interested in how to explore versions of denying attackers of energy. That seems like a very fertile thing, and I would just love it if you could have the fuel supplier who wouldn't supply DiCaprio fuel or wouldn't supply Al Gore fuel. So this is something. If any listeners have any ideas about this, send them to us, and yeah, we'll see that there's something very, very deeply wrong about the extent to which people use energy and choose to use it and then condemn it. And that's definitely something I want to get better at pointing out and perhaps punishing people for. If there's an actually constructive way to do it.